What is the perfect 3D Mario game? Is it Super Mario 64? Is it the Galaxy games? How about Mario Odyssey? How about Mario 3D Land, just so you feel like you're special and different? No, stupid, it doesn't exist. From what I've seen, most people will point to one 3D Mario game and be like, that's like the perfect 3D Mario game. Which is weird to me, because no, it's not. No game is perfect, unless I make it, that is, and every Mario game, no matter how good it is, can be way, way better. Just like every game not made by me can. But that raises the question, what is the perfect 3D Mario game? Is it close to any of the games in the series, or is it something completely whack? Is this just an excuse for Redkwan to give his dumb opinions disguised as insightful commentary? You'll find out all of these things sooner than you would want to. Hello all 1,600 of you, I'm Redkwan, and what is the perfect 3D Mario game? But Redkwan, don't you think the amount of enjoyment people get out of a Mario game is subjectively based on the things that they like about games? And one person's perfect 3D Mario game will be perfect for literally no one else, and by pretending to know what the perfect 3D Mario game is, you're just going to be giving your opinion on what you think the perfect 3D Mario game is, and passing it off as fact? Sheesh, Brian, I shouldn't have given you those note cards. I realize that this is a concern, so instead of talking about what my opinion of the perfect 3D Mario game is, I'm going to try to build the perfect 3D Mario game by taking the aspects that people like from all the games, and taking out the aspects that people don't like, and giving you the jumbled mess of Mario parts. Sounds pretty perfect. You're real funny, Brian, real funny. So let's start with Mario 64. What do people like about Mario 64? Well, I think people really enjoyed the setup. There are 15 levels, plus the Castle Hub World, which people also really liked, and there are 7 stars per level. I think that's a really good amount. It allows for enough time to explore each level, and it makes for large free levels, but it also means that there are enough levels to where there's a lot of different places to see. I think most people think Mario Sunshine didn't have quite enough levels, and the other ones go to the extremes. The Mario Galaxies and 3D Land and World use linear levels, which means a lot of areas, but with not much development for each, and Odyssey had a decent amount of worlds, but a stupid amount of moons. Like, come on, that's just stupid! And people might come at me about this and say that these games are different because they don't try to do the same things. They're entirely different types of games. And yeah, that's kinda true, but that also means that the things that people care about from each of these types of games is different, and people don't like the Galaxy games and 3D Land and World because they have very little level development, and most people don't like Super Mario Odyssey because it has like 1,000 moons. But I think what makes Mario 64 so great is that perfect balance. As for stuff to hate, well, it looks like trash. No, don't feel bad, Super Mario 64, you look really good still. Mario Sunshine, the oddball game of the series that everyone either loves, hates, or hasn't played. Like me! Wait a minute, Redkwan, how are you supposed to know what's good about a game if you haven't played it? Huh. I guess I'll just have to make it all up then. People like Mario Sunshine so much because it has water, and because of pachinko machines. But mostly the pachinko machines. What can we take from this one? The perfect 3D Mario game needs pachinko machines. It's a must. And as for stuff that people hated, I'm pretty sure people just despise the tropical atmosphere and the disgrace to video game design known as Isle Delfino. Moving on, the Mario Galaxies. These games are apparently super popular. I made a video about Mario Galaxy 3 this one time, and people were all talking about how they love Mario Galaxy. So people really love Mario Galaxy. What's so good about these games? Well, I think it has a lot to do with the giant weird levels. The Mario Galaxy games do a really good job of having a huge variety in level types, and I think that half the fun of the games is going to new galaxies and having no idea what wacky environment and gameplay mechanics there'll be when you get there. The thing is, I think a lot of what people liked in Mario Galaxy was also the level design, which kind of comes into conflict with Super Mario 64's level setup. How can you have the much more linear platforming levels as well as the exploration and mission setup of Super Mario 64? And I think the answer to that is something of a mix between the solutions in Mario Odyssey and the solutions in the Galaxy games themselves. The Galaxy games have a lot of linear levels, but they also do have more open areas with more defined missions. And Mario Odyssey is very open, but it still does have a decent amount of linear areas to find moons in. And while Mario Odyssey's system might seem to work better for what I'm going for, I kinda like how the Galaxy games did it more. I think being in the same area for at least 5 or 6 collectibles is key, and there should still be at least 1 or 2 platforming sections in each. The reason I think Galaxy System works better than Odyssey's is that Odyssey makes the linear sections feel very disconnected, and the linear moons in Mario Odyssey are much longer than just the stumbling upon moons like you do in the rest of the game. By having the linear sections exist in the level, you make it feel much more connected, and by having fewer collectibles, you make the missions a much more in-depth thing than just stumbling upon moons, which makes them feel comparable to the linear segments. It also probably has the coolest boss fight sequences. In terms of bad stuff, I think it's mainly just Lubba from Galaxy 2. I hate him. What about 3D Land and 3D World? Well, people don't like a lot of stuff about these games. Okay, I'll give it to you straight. These games aren't exactly the most popular 3D Marios. In all honesty, I think Super Mario 3D World is incredible. Like, I love this game. I think people hate how closed off they are, but I think the gameplay is always super smooth and probably the most solid of any Mario game I've played. The bonus collectibles are pretty fun and the levels are all really interesting and unique. But people kinda just want to forget about them, it seems like. Wait, you know what? There is one good thing that it did that I think people would agree is pretty great. Multiplayer. I know some people like playing Mario by themselves more, and that's fine, you could do that too. But the option of playing locally with 4 people just makes it so much more fun. The ability to chuck people off the sides of cliffs is just about the best thing going. Also, I might be the only one, but I thought sprinting actually felt really good. Yeah, I'm probably the only one. And Mario Odyssey, what can we take away from this one? Well, we already have a setup, and we already have a way to incorporate linear platforming, and we already have a pachinko machine. So what's left? It's a little something I like to call the controls. Mario Odyssey is the best controlling open 3D Mario game by a long shot. You could maybe make the argument that Galaxy or 3D World controls better, but Odyssey is just so smooth and seamless to control, and the other two wouldn't work nearly as well in a more open Mario 64 style world. Also, let's take the graphics from Odyssey. No, don't feel bad, Super Mario 64, you were our second choice. Mario Odyssey also had a bit more story, and the capture ability allowed for a lot of unique gameplay possibilities. We don't necessarily need capturing to return, but I think the perfect Mario game will have a lot of different powers and abilities like Odyssey did. So what sort of weird combination do we have on our hands here? Well, we've got the fairly large open levels with 5 to 8 collectible things in each, courtesy of Mario 64. We've got the crazy boss sequences, wacky levels, and the linear/mission mix of the Galaxy games, and the option for 4-player local multiplayer from 3D World, and the graphics, controls, and power-up variety from Mario Odyssey. Also, throw in that pachinko machine for good measure. You can thank me later. Well, I'm Redkwan. What even was this video? Who knows? What does your perfect 3D Mario game look like? Does this weird combination I came up with make any sense? Or work at all? Probably not! I just ran out of ideas and this seemed like a thing I could do. I'm clearly committed to quality. Anyways, I'm Redkwan, thank you all for watching, and I'll hopefully see you all later. Goodbye.